the angel sent back in time to allow my self-discovery to unwind. Allow me to be crazy, annoying, and absurd, and help me see that really doesn't always need to be heard. You've helped me be still, you opened my heart to love. Each one of you, my sisters and my brothers. You are my family and you mean the world to me. Without you, what would this journey be? Cause we're the family that can united by soul. Our roads have no blocks and we pay no tolls. We're so expansive, wild, young and free, forever growing together in unity. It is, I am, you are, we are the world. It is, I am, you are, we are one, and it's God.
Sorry bud, thank you very much. How you doing?
Good, sweaty but amazing.
First of all, I want to say congrats.
Thanks.
For being chosen as Artist of the Month for the month of March.
Thank you for having me.
So yeah, if you just want to quickly introduce yourself, tell the people who you are.
Cool. Guys, I'm JMAC. I'm from Melbourne. I'm a comedian by day, hip-hop, soul funk artist by night. Just love spreading the love and I wouldn't say life coaching, I'd say like holding space for people in general. Just if that's musical space, comedy space, one-on-one space, just holding space and trying not to fart.
You started doing comedy first, started making music first, you started doing coaching first, holding space?
Holding space. I think I've always held space, like at assembly at school, being an idiot, basically is where it started. But always have done music, be that on guitar or singing vocals for a DJ or hip-hop kind of flowing. But I didn't really take it seriously until the last year. I always put music in my comedy, always, and now I'm just like, right, well I can be funny, but I've also got a lot of stuff from the heart that needs to come out, so I need to have both avenues ready to go.
So it was just like clowning around in school?
Yeah, just flowing with girlfriends and just making up raps about sleeping with teachers, basically. Like I didn't actually sleep with them, but just like making fun of like maybe the teachers that we didn't like and rapping about boning them, because that's what you do, like all girls school.
So 2013 when you started on actually?
Yeah, well, I always have like in a comedy festival show, it goes for an hour. I always have like 3 songs probably. One would be a rap, one would be acoustic, and one would be kind of impro. And it turns out the catchiest ones, or the ones that everyone likes the most, is the hip hop. And actually, no, this is funny. I did a gig in I was hosting the Cairns Food and Wine Festival at the end of last year, and this lady comes up to me. I did 2 raps, and I'm like commenting the whole time for like 6 hours, being a host and doing comedy. She comes up to me. She's totally, absolutely wrecked, drunk. She's just like, "Darling, you're a much better rapper than you are a comedian." And I was just like, "Oh, okay. Thanks, Spirit. I'll listen." Even though she's drunk.
Where does that musical inspiration come from to then bring it into your shows and want to perform it in front of people?
Yeah.
For you, where does the inspiration come from?
I think music, say in comedy as an art form, I think music has a way of opening people that just your standard stand-up doesn't. Like that's great to have that interaction one-on-one, you're me, I'm you, but the music kind of takes people to another place and lets them go to another level and just be free for a bit, like, because comedy can get quite serious and can get quite dark and get intense, and I'm a bit more of a clown, so entertaining is, yeah, music's always got to be in there for me or I get bored. Comedy is, well, it's tragic, like you're the tragic, you basically stand up there like Jesus on a cross and you go, these are all the shit things that have happened to me, lol, you can relate. Comedy is basically tragedy, like love's tragedy. Comedy is only funny because we know that it's something we can associate with, or like me losing my 3 front teeth. Hilarious for you, 10 grand for me.
Do you have life idols or people you look up to, comedic idols or musical?
I love a lot of people. I love humans in general. But like say musically, kind of Earth, Wind and Fire is just my jam. Anything with soul and funk in it from that era gets me going, and that's where I get a lot of inspiration from, like kind of disco feel. And then kind of indie R&B kind of vibe, anything with soul. That's basically it. Anything with soul gets me vibing. My grandma, because she's awesome.
Shout out to your grandma.
Shout out to Maureen, what's going on, Home Dogs in Adelaide, kiss up. Honestly, I draw inspiration every day from every person I meet, be that the guy at the local milk bar who smiles and earns like $10 an hour, to someone on stage doing what I want to be doing, and just looking up to other artists constantly evolving. It's funny, like I listened to the guy down Swanson Street who plays the drums on the buckets, like he's an inspiration. It's different, just different sounds, or yeah, just walking into a bakery and hearing a weird chop or something, going, that would be sick in a sample, I should learn how to produce, you know?
I totally get that. So for you, what's one thing that you've heard or that really struck you or stayed with you? You know, a bit like life advice or industry advice or anything like that?
Yeah.
It's really stuck with you.
So the first one's my grandpa, Kevin. Hello. Because he watches YouTube. Kevin, Grandpa always says kindness and courtesy cost nothing. And that's just one of the most simple yet effective things ever in everyday life that I try and implement. My dad's one, he's got a t-shirt with the initials abbreviated and it's fuck them if they can't take a joke. Because the world is waiting for people to be offended. So if you hold back, you know, what are you missing out on? Just fucking do your own thing. My own personal saying is be the dick. Go in, be awesome, and get out. Because life's too short to be waiting for someone else to climax.
Alright, so moving on quickly, how did you start?
Yeah.
And what are you doing now? And then talk about something in the future, what's something in the future for you?
Cool, alright. So, comedic-wise, there's always songs. I brought out Disco Fanny 2013 on iTunes and all of that. That was my first big single, so understanding the legals behind independent art and music. And then musically, it's awesome. I'm finally moving into where I want to be because I've been looking for that sound away from comedy, and I've got a lot in here to share. I feel like it's truth. I know, like as an artist, when you're going through your sound, like for years I was just playing like folky songs and guitar, and it was more like woe is me. I'm like, that's not, I'm party vibe. Like it can be truthful and it can be resonant with people, but it doesn't need to be so serious. And that's where I feel like I've hit with the kind of the hip hop community. It's bringing a comedic, fun edge to something that is serious. So it's I'm doing, I would say, like hip hop verses with soul funk choruses and belting it out with real feel. I'm excited because I've toured live for 3 years and I'll always do songs in comedy, and they are my favourite part of the show. Like, it's cool to speak, but I just love getting up there and just getting loose, and I've been starting to do a few nightclub gigs as well, and fanny dancing.
So that's where you're going, like more videos, more...
Yeah, so just want to keep producing content, and you know, everyone knows it costs money, or artists get it, but also, moving into kind of hip-hop and soul funk this year. So I've been working on my sound for a few years. It's always just been guitar and boo-hoo, very like Missy Higgins, and I'm like, that's not me. Like I bring, you know, I've got parts of that, but I like to bring the party, and I feel like I found my sound this year. Kind of a lot of the verses, hip-hop, just kind of rhyming with flow and going with it, and then chorus belting out like Earth, Wind, Fire, kind of soul funk. So yeah, I'm happy to record. I'm finally recording. And I've just recently met up with Luke Hardy, who you totally know.
Totally know, Big Fuse.
Mr. Fuse.
You're about to head into Cat Fuse Studios.
Yeah, man. We're going to go into the studio at the end of the month. So with Mr. Fuse, we're going to lay down some hip-hop tracks, and then also a couple of acapellas as well, because I'm also doing some work with like an electronic music producer in Italy, and a few local boys, Apex in Melbourne.
Worldwide.
JMAC
worldwide, global hip-hop.
Global. So yeah, I've always been, you know, spiritual, if you want to call it that, without the stigma. Been on a massive journey the last year and kind of dived into all types of communities and spiritual communities as well, and kind of now stepped back from that and taken what I need. Because I think people would understand if you go through it and you learn what you learn and you awaken, and you have this veil ripped off your head and you see the world for everything that it really is. Because I was like naive and just loved everything before, and I still do, but I can see the bullshit and I can see through stuff. And so now I'm kind of just weaving in, I guess, messages of truth. It's the word that keeps popping up. It's just kind of weaving in stuff for me that's not chatter anymore. It's like really speaking from the heart, really being open in my own truths and my own beliefs, and hopefully that is enough to reflect and shine off onto other people. I'm actually really excited about, I guess, the tapestry that's coming together of like-minded souls and people that have probably been working on this state of affair for the world for years, thousands of years. It's all coming together. So.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's just cool to kind of weave in, I guess, an experience. Everyone's got their own experience, and if you don't have a piece of paper or a qualification, it doesn't mean you can't be a rapper or a singer or a comedian or whatever. Just get up and do it, and share your experiences and have conversations like this with other people. That's my belief. But yeah, I'm trying to bring, I guess, those messages into music and comedy, but you know, you can disguise it with some lols. And you don't have to just like go, guys, listen to this and preach. I can just make jokes about stuff, and there's subtle messages in there, and because I think humour gets through to people.
Yeah, it's a sneaky way to get in.
I'm undercover.
Under the radar. Tell us about your shows that are happening now.
Cool, so Melbourne International Comedy Festival kicks off this week, so I'm playing at Paloma Bar from the 4th to 19th of April. That's 14 shows without Mondays, it's the only day off. And the show's called Disco Fanny, so it's an hour of lols, and it's about strippers, hippies, lesbians, and everything I've researched in the last year. Fannies, it's about fannies. Sweaty vagina, that's actually what it's about, it's just sweaty vagina.
It's enjoyable.
Really, look, if a guy can jizz in his pants, I can have sweaty flaps.
It's true. So get on down 4th.
Yeah, 4th to the 19th.
At
Paloma Bar.
which is
On Collins Street by Williams.
awesome. I'll leave it to you if you want to do another little thing. I'll give you a hug.
You can have a hug first.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Congrats
man.
again.
Awesome.
Anyone you want to shout out to? Or
Big love. Yeah, no, just shout outs to the world. You're all doing very well right now. Keep doing very well. And if you're feeling a bit shit, just smile and it'll probably be alright tomorrow. And just, I don't know, take it out on a bit of a comedy-esque thing. Massive shout outs to Global Hip Hop Collective. What up? That's when a white girl tries to be, it just doesn't work. Doesn't work. Massive shout out to this year my producer Emma Lovell, Adam Samuel for helping me out, everyone in Comedy Fest, from the music video, Tony for directing, Mel and Shah for producing, everyone involved. Global Hip Hop Collective, Mr. ZuluFlow for being an inspiration. Everyone I've met in the last couple of months, Liam Monkhouse, amazing rapper, everyone's just coming in and just feeling it right now. We're walking down the street with a friend. Things are going great, you don't want it to end. Conversation flowing with no awkward pause, both checking your reflection in the shop's glass doors. Now as she goes to the ATM, I have to stay close and be a friend. Continue conversation, act all cool. As she keys in a pin, I look like a fool. Cause I can't look, but I can't look away. I get caught up in this ATM daze. Looking down, then up again. Point to something in that direction. Has she typed it in yet? Fucking hope so. I can't keep pretending to act slow. Hey, look at that cat over there. Oh, it's not a cat. I didn't look at your password. It's not the kind of friend I am. I didn't look at your password. Just ask me to type it again. I didn't look at your password. It's why you stick our money in the bank. I didn't look at your password. Cause I'm your mate. Why do midgets laugh when they run? The grass tickles their balls.